All right, it's time to answer some questions, but before I do so, I have to give credit to the Let's React channel. Kenny Montana, you guys are awesome. Now, let's answer the first question. And the first question is, what do I think about Gojo's plan? And my opinion is that the Gojo's plan is actually quite good. So it's been established that Gojo is the strongest character in the series. Well, the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer in the series currently, which I didn't really believe the first few times it was said because I thought it was just like regular hype, but it's been reaffirmed so many times that now I'm a firm believer. So if he is so powerful and he has the potential to get people on the same level as him, that would definitely raise the compatibility of the entire community of the Jujutsu sorcerers to a great level, so they can fight curses all together. So I definitely say going into education is by far the best approach he could have. Also, he made a great point about the top level being very replaceable. So the system needs to change itself, not necessarily the people at the top, but the understanding of how the whole system should work, and that only works by influencing the community itself. So the community, it consists of Jujutsu sorcerers, and what better way to influence the community itself than to become its teacher? So I definitely agree with his method, and I think it's the best approach to the situation. Now, let's go to the second question. All right, and the second question is, what is my opinion on Itadori actually adopting Sukuna's abilities in domain expansion? And I think that would be really cool and very exciting. Domain expansion, we know nothing about it yet, or at least I don't know anything about it yet. All I know is that it's overpowered AF. That's pretty much everything. I don't know if it has any drawbacks, if it comes at any price, but I surely hope not, because if Itadori manages to learn how to cast domain expansion, and it has some drawbacks to anyone casting it other than Sukuna, then that wouldn't really be a good thing. Other than that, unfortunately, I have way too little information to answer the question more extensively, but I'm really excited to see more of this. Now, let's go to the third question. And the third question was, what do I think about the Gojo versus Jogo fight? And I think it's not even close. In the beginning, Gojo said to Itadori when he was asked that he is actually a lot stronger than Sukuna, a full-powered version of Sukuna, let alone. So, if Gojo is stronger than a full-powered Sukuna, and Jogo having the strength of, say, around 10 of Sukuna's fingers, which is half of his power, then this means that Gojo is quite a lot stronger than this Jogo character. Also, Jogo has this special object now that's said to have the power to seal Gojo, which I'm not really sure if he'd be able to do that, because maybe at the hands of a more experienced fighter, or at the hands of somebody stronger than Jogo, maybe yes. Maybe if the disparity in power was not as great, maybe if it was someone on the same power level as Gojo, maybe they would be able to use that tool to their best advantage and be able to seal Gojo. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I think it wouldn't be really close. I think Gojo's definitely gonna whip his ass, for the lack of a better expression. And yeah, now let's make some predictions. All right, so my prediction for this episode is, I'm gonna read it from the board, is Sukuna will pick a time when he'd be able to set up a long-term plan to his best advantage. So what do I mean by that? Well, he clearly promised that he's not gonna kill anyone, or he's not gonna hurt anyone when he is in control of Itadori's body. But I feel like he is gonna set some sort of plan into motion, something to give him the edge in the future. Now, what exactly, I'm not really sure. Would it have anything to do with his fingers? Would it have anything to do with how he regains his power? I can't really tell, but he's up to something. He's definitely up to something, and I don't really trust him very much, despite how cool he actually is. And my second prediction is Itadori will make an epic and dramatic entrance, which I feel like our guys are definitely going to be in great danger. They're either going to be fighting a curse, and Itadori will come in and save the day, either from a curse or a great danger, or maybe during the tournament itself. So yeah, I can't wait to see more of that. Now, let's analyze this episode. Right, so I feel like the big lesson here is that everything in life has a price. If you want to achieve something, well, you have to sacrifice something from yourself. I think this was illustrated by Itadori's sacrifice in the beginning. So Itadori actually made a pact with Sukuna, but it was of somewhat of an equivalent exchange maybe. So Sukuna would revive him and give him his life back, and he would actually repay him by doing him a favor of letting Sukuna take control for a minute or so. So I feel like what this episode is trying to teach us is just that everything in life has a price, and sometimes it's steep, but you have to pay it. Nothing comes for free. Now let's move on to the next segment, which is character MVP. Right, so this might be a little bit of a controversial take. I feel like everyone else would want to give it to Itadori, but I'm gonna give it to my guy Gojo. Now why? Well, because in this episode we learn more about his motivations and what his goal for the future is. And I would like to say that it kind of changed my opinion about this character fundamentally. Before, I thought that he was, well, not necessarily a brain dead character, but just a killing machine and nothing more, with no further substance to it. Whereas now I see him as not only a very capable fighter, but I see him as somebody with a vision, somebody who has a way to change the system fundamentally, which I very much respect. So I'm definitely going to give this to my guy Gojo, because he's making a huge sacrifice. He is giving his own precious time, and I know that somebody that is as capable as Gojo is, well, their time is very, very precious, and it costs a lot of resource. So I would say that Gojo sacrifices time to teach the beginners, the students, is a very big gesture, and I appreciate you, my guy. I appreciate you, Gojo. Anyways, let's move on to the next segment, which is animation appreciation. And I feel like this is going to be another controversial take, but I am going to give the animation appreciation segment to the scene where Itadori was very goofily animated. And why am I doing this? Well, I feel like what they did was they very cinematically portrayed Itadori's disappointment and quirkiness in the perfect way. So we got to not only experience his disappointment, but some of Jujutsu Kaisen's quirkiness as well. And I know that this anime is a very interesting combination between funny and lighthearted and very dramatic and heartbreaking. So I feel like that definitely caught the theme of the anime itself. Anyways, guys, this is my episode analysis for episode 6 of Jujutsu Kaisen. If you want to see more of my reactions, please head over to the description below, follow my channel, and tag along with me on this wonderful journey. And if you like my analyses, then yeah, feel free to subscribe to this channel. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!